Before I proceed further, I want to acknowledge that Mr. Weinstein was also acquitted of criminal sexual act in the first degree pertaining to the charge relating to Kaya Sokola. And I want to say to Ms. Sokola, I'm deeply sorry that that was the result. I thank you for your bravery. I thank you for coming forward. Without the courage of survivors like you, prosecutors like us cannot pursue accountability and justice. This is a case about an immense power imbalance. Harvey Weinstein was a wealthy Hollywood gatekeeper, a titan of movies and television for decades. These hopeful young women were trying to follow their dreams in a world that he controlled. This is a case about correcting commonly held misperceptions about rape. Rape can and does happen between acquaintances and between romantic partners. Rape can and does happen before or after consensual sex. And rape can and does happen years before a survivor is ready to report. These are the kind of cases that our expert prosecutors are handling day in and day out. So I want to take a moment to urge any survivors of sexual assault to reach out to our Special Victims Division. Our phone number is 212-335-9373. Help is available. And again, that number is 212-335-9373. We know it takes immense courage to come forward. And as it was clear to everyone in that courtroom for the past several weeks, it takes immense courage to get on the stand and testify. Miriam Haley, Jessica Mann, and Kaya Sokola each spent days on the witness stand, sharing the most traumatic moments of their lives in a room full of strangers. Their credibility and character were attacked during lengthy cross-examinations. They were accused of being money hungry. They were called liars. They were even told that they, in fact, were the abusers. But they stood their ground. And for that, I am extraordinarily grateful. I want to thank this incredible prosecution team for their commitment to justice, the work they've done on this case, and they stand illustrative of the work that our division does every day. Prosecutors Nicole Blumberg, Shannon Lucy, Matthew Colangelo, Becky Mangold, and behind the scenes are our analysts who you don't always see, who are equally phenomenal, Desiree Marks and Georgia Longstreet. And again, I salute them for their efforts here and want the people of the state of New York to know that they are here and their colleagues are here, and we're doing this work every day. I also want to thank other members of the office, our investigators, our members of our Survivor Services Bureau, and everyone who worked on this matter and matters like it. I also want to thank the court for ensuring a fair trial, and all of the court staff that so often go unsung for keeping the courtroom operating over what was a long trial, and not just that courtroom, all of the other courtrooms that operated during the pendency of this trial. And I want to thank the members of the jury. You know, jury service is one of the heartbeats of our democracy. They gave weeks of their lives to closely examine evidence and listen to testimony, and I thank them for their service. Most of all, and I'm going to conclude on this most important point, I want to thank the the survivors who made immense sacrifices, survivors who made immense sacrifices in the name of justice. I thank them. I thank them on behalf of the people of the state of New York.
We'll take some on-topic questions. In reference to the jurors, we thank them for their service, but the defense is alleging that there was malfeasance
So I've been involved in the system as a judicial clerk, a defense lawyer, and a federal and state prosecutor for more than a quarter of a century now. Vigorous and robust exchange of ideas within the jury room is a hallmark, an important hallmark of our system. So from what we've seen, what's in the record, the jury notes, and our observation, this is consistent with the administration of justice.
Another? Aaron?
Can you just explain to me about why you want to go forward with the third count again? You got one conviction. Weinstein's going to be in prison for a while. Why not just drop it? What's it?
I'm happy you answered that question because it may be on others' minds, and I think it really contextualizes the way we approach this work. It's about the survivors. And yes, Harvey Weinstein is going to be held accountable for his conduct as a Ms. Haley, and he's facing a very significant term of imprisonment for that. But the jury was not able to reach a conclusion as to Ms. Mann, and she deserves that. I mentioned we conferred with her beforehand, so we didn't make that decision unilaterally. But this work, first and foremost, is about the survivors, and that's why we're prepared to go forward.
Can you speak at all about how that conversation with Ms. Mann went as far as, I mean, it's just days of testimony that she's going to probably have to redo it for a third time yet. How did the conversation go as far as coming to that decision?
We don't speak about private conversations we have with survivors, and I think for good reason.
Correct. One of the attorneys for one of the accusers who testified, the lawyer Allred, said yesterday that it's premature to write the obituary on the Me Too movement. And the defense attorneys have been talking about how it's 16 part in 5 years. First trial, where do you see the Me Too movement and the prosecution of these types of cases and how they resonate in society, from what we saw with Weinstein 1 to Weinstein 2 and now possibly Weinstein 3?
So I want to talk about this case, but I think it may connect to the broader contours of your question. I think what the evidence before this jury and in this case shows, and I'll repeat what I said before, is that rape can and does happen between acquaintances and between romantic partners. It can happen years before a survivor is prepared to come forward, and it can happen before or after consensual sex. A jury sworn 12 members of the public came in and reached a conclusion as to one of the most serious crimes in the penal law. And I'll let you interpret what that means, but for us, that's justice.
What did you want? All right.
Thank you all. And thank you for your commitment to covering this long trial. Thank you.
This has been breaking news.